We're going to be going through and showing you a cross-section of some of the different no-spin methods. We'll include the Oriental slide method that you see commonly in some of the Japanese schools, where you're lofting them in there. We'll look at the Western push method, and then we'll be looking at the wave styles. And we'll just be speaking about them in generalities. This knife is the Shinobi Slim, and it allows you to kind of do all of them, but definitely for the slide technique, or the Oriental slide, as well as for wave techniques, it's particularly well suited. So first thing you want to look at is the grip, right? So we're going through and holding it in there, and we're making like a tunnel, and this gives us a pretty predictable flight path. So when we're looking at the standard push style, we're about where the center of gravity is, which is approximately where that corner is. And I'm just going to start here and literally push it in. I'm going to direct it with my finger. I'm going to think about just pointing it and controlling the rotation that way. And we'll be going through and showing slow motion versions of all of these. And it's making really like a quarter spin as we're going through and rotating it. We then get into the Shuriken style method, and this is particularly well suited for front heavy, like you see in the Nagishiru, right? So we're coming up and lofting it in. So what happens with the push method is as you're coming through, you're literally pushing and controlling it. Where this one is, as this comes down, starts to pull out here, and then you're countering the stabilization as it goes through. It's kind of a brush by. In some ways, it's kind of falling towards the target. When we're doing this slide method, we can come beside my body, but I prefer to come a little more vertical. And you're going to get a really nice straight flight path. You'll typically want to keep your elbow vertical as much as possible. Start to go diagonally across the body, start to get a little more wild, a little less accurate. Then we get into the wave styles. And so I'm just going to talk about the wave styles in generalities. There's a bunch, right? There's Scamp, there's IVA, there's Amadu, there's BIM, and then there's different exponents of that. I'm probably missing some, in which we're going to grab the same way, and we're just going to bring this back and have it come to a point. I'm going to bring this back and have it come to a point. I'm going to bring this back and come to a point. So again, push, Shuriken, and wave. We can also wind up seeing hybrids of these. So you can wind up seeing an overhead type of motion with a push as such to kind of control it. You can wind up seeing a wave push as well. And some might even argue that using the Shuriken grip and a slide can be combined with the wave motion and getting a very arrow straight flight path. So as you can see, there's about 3 main ways that you can throw these. You have your slide, your shuriken slide style, where it comes out. As this is coming down, it brushes past and gets stabilized. You have your wave, comes through and gets sucked out, and then you have where you're coming through and you're pushing it. You can generate force in a variety of ways to do that, and you can go through and combine these principles. And it's all about finding out what works best for you. Enjoy.